It's lights out, and away we go. Mick Schumacher getting off the line well, but Calderon has got away better than the German. We can see a car running wide. That's Rafael Martiello, who comes out into the path of one of the Sack Speeds, and the Force India is out of the race. And we see Calderon go off. She's back on track now in 23rd position. And there's an engine problem. That's the Force India of Jet Aiken who's going to be pulling out. The race leader, Mick Schumacher, has pulled off. Coming off the inside, he's through into the lead, ahead of her title rival Marcus Ericsson. To keep herself in the running for the driver's title. Tatiana Calderon exits the King to win the lead to Buenos Aires Grand Prix. She's put on the drive of her career. Both Von Mattel and Moscow Layla are going up to League One for Season 4. 5 lights are coming on now, Dean, and when they go, we're racing for the first time tonight. Lights are on, lights are off, and Tom Griffiths gets off to a super start ahead of Dan Hunt. Pete Newman looking to tuck in behind the pair, and Jamie Ayres has got Jamie Wilson for company as they head towards the first left-hander of Coppice, and Griffiths getting off to a super start, maintaining the advantage as they head towards the right-hander of Charlie's. It's a double right-hander before they get through there, but Tom Griffiths is getting off to a good start. Ralph Cullinan has gone round in the background. We'll come to him in a moment, but Dan Hunt is in second place behind Griffiths as Griffiths pulls away clear. Jamie Wilson is behind Jamie Ayres. Charles Cullinan maintaining his position as the highest of the AMs. And apart from Ralph Cullinan going round, it seems to be a very clean start, Dean. McLean has had a spin somewhere. He's dropped down the order behind Sanson and Cullinan. Hunt to the outside of Griffiths, but Griffiths is able to hold his ground. Will he continue to hold his ground through the right-hander of the Chris curve? It looks like he has for the time being. Hunt with his nose in front through the gooseneck chicane, and Hunt is not quite there. Nearly spinning round there. He's gone round as Dan Hunt into the wall. I don't think they're going to catch up to Siddons. So it should be a free run for these two to the end. And what's been a brilliant first race, brilliant battles all the way through towards the top end in Pro and in. And there's the battle third behind Newman, nearly dropping it on the exit of the mountain. And that's all the buffer that Tom Griffiths needs in order to hold him off for the remainder of the first race here at Cadwell Park in the UK Sim Racers Championship. Tom Griffiths through the hairpin for the last time. One more corner to get through, which is Barn. And he's going to hold off Pete Newman, and he'll take the first race win of the evening. Tom Griffiths wins for the first time in the autumn campaign in the UK Sim Racers Championship. He holds off Pete Newman by half a second. Jamie Ayres completes the podium in Pro ahead of Jamie Wilson and Dan Hunt. Steve Heaven in 6th place. Charles Kellerman 7th overall, and the winner in the AM class. Ralph Cullinan and Ollie Ricks are the last of those in Pro to finish.
He goes outside again, and now he's looking for a really good exit here. Aragonés may do it here, you know. Prentice will need to go defensive. He's made him go to the inside as they head towards the left-hander of Tor. Prentice breaks that a little bit later, but goes in too deep. Aragonés looks for a way through, and Prentice will have the inside line into the last turn of Pont. And now Aragonés looks to do the switchback on the start-finish straight. We begin the penultimate lap of this Taco Tuesday race here at Paul Ricard. Alberto Aragonés round the outside of Luke Prentice. Contact is made, but Aragonés takes the lead of the Taco Tuesday race at Paul Ricard, unless Luke Prentice can find a way back.
So the 5 lights are coming on now, and we wait for the drivers to move from the lights. It's underway for the first race of the evening in Sebring, and we look at Porter de Vries getting off to a blended start, but we're looking at Davison is looking to the outside as they come towards the left-hander of turn 1. It's a very wide entry into there, but it'll close up as they come through there. But Porter de Vries with the inside line retains the lead ahead of Tom Davison in 2nd place. And in 3rd, we look at Jack Southfield, who's maintained his position, had Jamie Knuckle and Aaron Full. We've got Comprager dropping down the order, and I'll let you have a look at that, Alex, because it looks like he's had a bit of a moment there as Porter de Vries heads out in front. Well, I will say, Alex, one driver to look out for mine is David Santamaria, because if any of these three get into a tangle, Santamaria will be there to pick up the pieces. But we are running out of
time now in this first race. We've eclipsed the 15-minute mark. This is the last lap of the race, and Porter Ruiz still feels there is a race win in the offing for him, but he can't afford to take too many risks now. This could count towards the championship later on and make contact, and Davison gets through on Porter Ruiz as a consequence. It looks like Southfield may have this one in his pocket, because I think Davison's too far back to make a challenge on his rival. So there's a battle going on between Santa Maria and Full for 4th place, but we'll quickly go back to the leaders as they are about to complete their final lap of race 1 of the evening here in Sebring. Jack Southfield takes his first win of the season. He leads Tom Davison and Porter Ruiz over the line, and he takes the first race win of tonight. It's a brilliant, brilliant battle. Thankfully, they kept it clean all the way through that 15 minutes plus event.
But now we've got a battle for the win here as we watch James Berry and John Hudson go toe to toe over the line. They come round. I think they will probably have 3 more laps. So when they go over the line, it is now, I think it was like 42.18. So that's like 2 minutes 42. I think we've got 3 more laps to go here, Dean, as we watch John Hudson go to the outside once more on James Berry, looking to find a gap there. Does he go for it? Side by side into the Essex. It'll be very brave for John to do it there, but James Berry had to outbrake him to make sure there was no room for him to get past. And for the first time in this race, James Berry had to get his elbows out. How does James Berry place the car as he heads towards the chicane? Does he go defensive here? Well, he doesn't defend the inside. He allows Matt Hudson to pull alongside, but Matt Hudson is through on the inside here. Does James Berry hold it out? He can't, and Matt Hudson is through into the lead. Sensational overtake from John Matt Hudson. He bided his time, and he is through at last with just 1 lap to go. Has James Berry got anything left, any ideas left to respond to that?
Only 2 drivers left in the running in the race for the title. Scott Dixon could clinch the title here if he was to outscore his rival Antonio Felix da Costa by a single point. Lights out, and away we go. Kamui Kobayashi getting off poorly from pole position, and that's going to allow Nick de Vries to pull alongside and get through. Nick de Vries is in front of the Manor, and look who's coming through. It's Pato Award in the Arrows, who's made a tremendous start, but he has to tuck back in behind the Minardi, and he's gone up into 2nd place, has the Mexican. This is a car off. Marco Fitman in the wall, and he's come together with one of the Alexis. Da Costa up the inside. Award leaves him enough space, and Da Costa makes an important manoeuvre to go up into 3rd place. Reliability issues and mistakes cost him dearly, and Kobayashi up the inside of de Vries into turn 1. He's back into the lead of the League 1 San Carlos Grand Prix. And Chris Cavani is not going to see either of his drivers making it to the checkered flag, and that seals it for them. This could be Dixon's chance to make his way through on the Prost. Up the inside goes Scott Dixon, and he's through to 5th place. It's the Kiwi. He's got through. And we see Scott Dixon up the inside of Pato Award. It looks like he's made the move stick. He has done. So Dixon is through ahead of the Arrows driver, and that's enough to move him up into 4th position. A significant move in the title race. And there's a problem for Kamui Kobayashi from 2nd place. More reliability issues cost them. The Midland and the Minardi have touched. Now, what will the stewards make on that? Because if Da Costa gets penalised, in fact, Yamamoto's out. It's a 10-second time penalty for Antonio Felix da Costa. And with that, that will allow Dixon to go up into 2nd place. But de Vries is going to come round to win the League 1 San Carlos Grand Prix with the penalty as it is. Scott Dixon is going to come round and become the League 1 Drivers' Champion of the Grand Prix World Series. There he is. Scott Dixon is the Grand Prix World Series Champion for the 2nd season in a row.
Wilson back through on Van Gogh, round the outside into Knickerbrook, and that is him through back into the lead. But is this the last of it? Because you can see Ollie Ricks looking to the outside of Van Gogh, doesn't go for it sensibly. He needs to watch for Steve Hefford, who's trying to get through so that he can have a chance of fighting out with these two, of Wilson and Gull. They come out of Druids. This is it now, Dean. They are going toe-to-toe into Lodge for the last time in race number 3 here at Alton Park. Well, go round the outside, goes way too deep on the brakes, and Wilson gets back through. What will this mean for Steve Hefford? Contact is made,
That's huge.
and he spins round his front goal. Jamie Wilson wins the third race here at Oulton Park. Jamie Ayres second ahead of Steve Hefford. Van Gogh had that spin, but crossed over the line in fourth place. Ollie Ritz got involved in the mayhem, and he's lost the AM win because of it.
He's not even across the line yet, is he? No.
No, he hasn't.
No.
He hasn't crossed the line yet as Ollie Ritz. He just needs to get over the last few metres, and he should be able to finish. Where will he end up? Second in class it will be for Ollie Ritz, but that most certainly should have been the class win. So here we have a look. So Van Gogh went way too deep into Lodge Corner, going for it on Jamie Wilson, loses focus, and I don't want to say he's unaware because he knew Steve Hefford and Ollie Ritz were going to be coming in. He tries to hold them off, but he just took Hefford and Ritz with him. Ritz's car is heavily damaged. The front bumper of Van Gogh's car goes missing, and what could have been race winners for both Van Gogh in Pro and Ollie Ritz in the AM ended up going begging. What a disaster.
This could be the moment where Aragonés takes advantage. Onto the pit straight they come then. And Sharp goes defensive, Aragonés goes to the right. Aragonés on the inside into turn number 1. Sharp leaves the door open. Aragonés is through into the lead with 14 minutes to go here at Suzuka. It's going to be a fourth victory of the season for him if he's able to hold on.
Indeed. So we've got Loke still in the lead. There is the Team Mansell car you can see on the screen there, running in P2 in the number 33 RHGP livery there, just avoiding the number 2. That's the Team Broadbent car that's just come out of the pits, albeit 8 laps behind the leader. And so, you know, given the course of this national configuration of Donington, obviously it's a quick lap round here, so not too many corners for the sort of amateur drivers to learn the ropes about, especially on this R Factor 2 mod.
Yeah.
But they've seemed to have got the swing of it, some of which have had practice before the race has begun as well, so they've got used to how the car behaves, how the steering wheel behaves when they're going through the corners as well. And they seem to have got a grip on it, although maybe more than others have done.
I'm going to have to go across because Leah Anderson looks like she has lost time on this lap. Did she make a mistake earlier on? Because
Yes, she
she's
has.
dropped back quite. Yeah, she's dropped back a lot from Barry and Bremer, and now she's having to fight for a podium with the way this race has gone. And she can just see she had to cut across on the racing line to avoid giving the toe to Jorge Gonzaga. So Leah Anderson's third place is nowhere near secure now. Josh Reed and Jamie Bird dicing it on the exit of the Curva Alboreto, and Josh Reed is through with his nose in front, but Jamie Bird will have the benefit of the slipstream all the way down to turn 1. Will Bird fight back? The side by side again. Bird still ahead remarkably, but Josh Reed is going to have the inside line for the right-hander, which will eventually become a left. But will he be able to outbrake him? He does outbrake him, and Josh Reed gets through on Jamie Bird for 5th place. But he's had a very poor exit, as has Jamie Bird, so it looks like Josh Reed has got the move done. But don't expect this battle dying away anytime soon, as Jamie Bird looks to fight back, entering the Curva Grande, and he wants to outbrake Reed into the Della Rocha, and Bird is able to get on the inside, outbrakes him, and Bird remarkably overtakes Josh Reed back again into 5th place, but they've lost ground in the battle for the final podium position between Leah Anderson and Jorge Gonzaga. She's now let Gonzaga through. Gonzaga through into 3rd place at the Reservoir chicane. It looks like Anderson didn't really fight it, but we'll have a look now. Or maybe she did fight it. She made him go as tight as possible. Gonzaga so much later on the brakes, but somehow was able to get back through. And Anderson fighting back. She'll have to be brave on the inside if she wants to get back through on Jorge Gonzaga. And she's done it! Superb overtake there from Leah Anderson to go back into P3. That move was basically an epitome of a racing champion. That was superb. Anderson on the inside of Gonzaga. Sorry to interrupt you, Dean, but Anderson fighting through Lesmo 2 on Gonzaga as they come out of there, and Anderson pulled off a fantastic overtake almost, and now they're wheel to wheel, banging wheels all the way down the back straight towards the Ascari. Anderson right round the outside, but Gonzaga is just about able to outbrake her. Anderson runs wide onto the curbs and somehow keeps herself on the island What a brilliant battle this is raging. But now we're about to start the final lap. Jamie Bird on the tail of Anderson for 4th position. Will he go for it into the curve at Alboreto? Anderson having to come off the racing line, which is not ideal because you'll want to be on the racing line to give yourself the best exit possible, but she'll have the benefit of the slipstream of Jorge Gonzaga. Jamie Bird getting his nose in front before they start the last tour. And Gonzaga, well, he's got 3rd place right now, but will it be 3rd position by this time at the end of the race? Josh Reed has somehow got himself back into the action in the dark blue livery machine. And Jamie Bird on the outside of Leah Anderson, but Anderson outbraking Bird on into the entry of the Comet. Bird spins! He spins on the exit of the first chicane.
Oh.
That's his chance of a podium gone. But we're going to go to the battle for 3rd place because this is far from over. Gonzaga and Anderson coming towards the Curva Grande and then the Della Rocha chicane. Anderson looking to make a move, goes to the inside like she did so before. Leah Anderson on the inside, they both touch, and Anderson goes through, but will the stewards intervene with that because there was contact made and Gonzaga had to overshoot the Della Rocha chicane. And so the drivers very, very quickly raring to go. The fog seems to have disappeared somewhat, so the visibility should be better for the drivers, but the lights are coming on now, and we are gearing up for race number 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lights are on. Lights are off very quickly. Once again, Colin Sanson blasting off ahead of Darren McLean with Ollie Ricks looking to capitalise on his 3rd position and highest of the pros as they come towards Coppice for the first time. And Sanson maintaining the advantage. No one making any drastic moves so far. Steve Evan moving in front of Charles Kellerman entering Charlie's. And we've got the drivers heading through the second right-hander of Charlie's. It'll be the Park Straight coming up, and it looks like, again, the drivers behaving themselves, but Darren McLean looking to the outside of Colin Sanson going towards Park Corner. And will he be able to outbrake Sanson into there? It's going to be very difficult for him to have the high ground on the exit. McLean round the outside, but remarkably gets in front of Colin Sanson, as does Ralph Cullinan. Ralph Cullinan somehow has got himself into the lead in the pros. There's Steve Evan nearly dropping it on the exit of Charlie's. That allowed Dan Hunt and potentially Jamie Ayres to get through, and even Jamie Wilson. Hefford losing 3 positions there thanks to that small mistake. And he's not had the best time of it in race number 2, but somehow is able to outbrake Jamie Ayres into the corner, albeit briefly. And Steve Hefford is all over the place on the second lap. They have done so time and time again in the UK Sim Racers Championship this year. And they better prepare for battle once more, and they are doing so. Ayres has got Hunt behind, looking to pull out alongside, nearly contact made. That was almost like front bumper and rear bumper, making a magnet connection. Hunt on the inside, and that was a textbook overtake, but he needs to watch for Ayres alongside through the right-hander of Chris Curve, and they'll be coming up towards Gooseneck next. And will Ayres find his way back through? Hunt is able to hold him off. This is where he spun round last time. He pushes Ayres out onto the grass, and Ayres needs to outbrake him if he's to get a good exit out of Mansfield, and it looks like he may well do, but it's Hunt who's going to have the left-hander, the inside to himself, unless Ayres makes an absolute dive for it, but he has to yield this time. Dan Hunt taking the lead of the race ahead of Jamie Ayres as they head towards the silent section once more towards the end of lap number 4.
We are expected to receive a replay on that overtake from Porter Rees because it was absolutely splendid. It is worth another look as he looks to the outside into the first turn, kept it pinned, as you rightly mentioned, Alex, and that was a phenomenal overtake to put himself up into the top 4. Brilliant stuff. There was contact between Southfield and Knuckle as they went through turn 1. The race winner of tonight against the race winner of both races last week. That is Jamie Knuckle. Jack Southfield, the race winner of tonight, making it 2 from 2. This could very much lock horns in terms of the championship battle after this race. But in the meantime, we are focusing on who's going to come out on top between Southfield and Knuckle as they begin the last lap. This will be the last lap as they look to close out this race with a fine battle. How does Knuckle decide to play this one, Alex? Because this is vital now. Last chance indeed. Knuckle right into the slipstream. It needs to be right up the gearbox of Southfield's car and to ideally be on the outside, depending on how the corner plays out. I think they'll want to be on the outside, but you can see Southfield cutting across there, weaving across the straight. And that might be something for later on. But look at Southfield, Knuckle looking to the outside of Southfield as they go toe-to-toe for one last time. But I think Southfield is about to do enough to make it 2 from 2 in Sebring in the TSRC. What a brilliant performance by Southfield. Excellent drive once again from 10th on the grid to the race win. Jamie Knuckle having to settle for 2nd place as Southfield, as you can imagine, performing donuts to celebrate what has been a hard works evening. He's certainly earned his wage tonight, hasn't he?
Luke Prentice is behind Farclough Bizzle in the battle for 3rd place. This could get very interesting here. These two going into battle. And behind these two is Morgan Grace. Now, Bizzle, I think, was one of the first to pit in for dries. And it looks like his slicks have pretty much fallen off the cliff here in the closing stages. Whereas Luke Prentice is on much, much better tyres than what he is on. Luke heads to the outside into the first bend of this circuit. Stays within the track limits. Prentice up the inside. Bizzle leaves him room. And Luke Prentice is through and up into the final podium position in Pro. That was a brilliant overtake from Luke. Carrying on his good form. He's up into the top 3 and on course for a podium finish. Joe Vermeulen in the 114 Ferrari has put no foot wrong from the start. He completes his final lap, the last corner, to win in Taco Tuesday for the 2nd week running. Joe Vermeulen wins in Taco Tuesday. We want to go to Alberto Aragoneses. What a season it has been for him. 4 wins this campaign. And he's about to clinch the championship with a race to spare. Alberto Aragoneses crosses over the line to become the Taco Tuesday Season 13 champion in the Formula Racing League.
They are one of very few teams to have started the Grand Prix Series without a win. I think they're the only team to have competed in every season in the Grand Prix Series, but have not tasted the race-winning champagne. Luke Browning is half a lap away from ending that record. In their 50th Grand Prix Series race, 40 are about to call themselves race winners. They may not have been able to do so within Formula 1 all those years back in the mid-90s. Today, in the Grand Prix Series, when it all matters, that is about to change. And whilst we say that, Tommy Kinijiri has pulled out on the last lap with a mechanical issue, and that throws away his points in this race, and that promotes Sarah Moore, Patrick Ward and Will Power up positions. So it gets even worse for team manager Alex Johnston. But we go back to Luke Browning, who comes around the banking to end the drought for Dave Goddard and 40. Luke Browning wins the Lead 2 Indianapolis Grand Prix. It's a day to saviour for the 40 squad from Italy in the reins of team manager Dave Goddard. They can call themselves Grand Prix Series race winners.